This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I'm Ganachisa Mandira with news. First, the top stories for today. Turkish and Somali presidents hold discussion. Namibia forecasts modest economic growth. China and France reaffirm commitment to Paris Climate Pact. Maroc Telecom and Inwe partner to launch 5G network. Now the news in detail. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud met in Ankara to discuss bilateral ties and regional issues. Erdogan emphasized Turkey's ongoing support for Somalia's peace, security and particularly in achieving stability with Ethiopia. President Erdogan said cooperation with Somalia in the fight against terrorism will continue to increase, and Turkey has always stood by the Somali people against terrorism. He also underlined the importance of cooperation between Turkey and Somalia in the fields of economy, trade, security, and defense. African Union Chairperson Mohamed Ali Yusuf expressed concern over the detention of South Sudan's first Vice President, Riek Machar. The African Union urged all parties to de-escalate tensions and uphold the revitalized peace agreement, emphasizing the importance of dialogue and legal means to resolve issues. The African Union reaffirmed its commitment to supporting South Sudan's peace and stability and announced plans to send the African Union Panel of the Wise to Juba to aid in de-escalating the situation. The chairperson called upon all parties to recommit to the principles of dialogue, cooperation, and respect for human rights as essential pillars of peaceful and prosperous South Sudan. The chairperson will deploy the African Union Panel of the Wise to Juba as part of efforts to de-escalate the situation, the statement revealed. Moving on to the Republic of Congo. The Republic of Congo has planned to double electricity production to 1,500 megawatts by 2030, focusing on renewables. At the Congo Energy and Investment Forum, Congolese Minister of Energy and Water, Emily, also outlined plans to improve electricity access for 6 million citizens and support industrial growth. The initiative includes partnerships with the World Bank and Rockefeller Foundation through the Mission 300 initiative, aiming to provide electricity to 300 million Africans by 2030. Congo is focusing on its untapped hydroelectric potential of 27,000 megawatts, with 1% currently utilized to drive industrialization and electricity rural areas. The Brazzaville region alone has 4,000 megawatts of hydroelectric potential. Shifting to Namibia, Namibia's government on Thursday projected a modest acceleration in economic growth for the next 2 years, but cautioned that fiscal challenges would persist due to weak revenues from the mining sector. Finance Minister Erika Fashuda said the southern African country's economy was now forecast to grow 4.5% this year. That is better than last year's estimated 3.5% growth, but worse than the 5.4% growth the Finance Ministry had hoped for in 2025 as recently as October. Namibia has seen relatively strong economic growth in recent years, primarily due to investments in oil, gas, and green hydrogen. In other news, China and France reaffirmed their strong commitment to the Paris Agreement and to enhancing international cooperation on climate change. In a joint statement released Thursday, the two countries said that on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the application of the Paris Agreement, they commit to implementing the pact in a comprehensive, complete, and effective manner. The statement also highlighted their commitment to addressing major global challenges through multilateral framework, the regression of certain countries from scientific consensus and their withdrawal from multilateral institutions will only strengthen our determination and actions, it added. France and China emphasized their commitment to accelerating collective action based on the best available science and considering national differences. Moving on to our next story, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said Thursday that Canada's old relationship with the United States, based on deepening integration of their economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over. We must fundamentally reimagine our economy, said Carney in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Canada will respond to the U.S. auto tariffs with retaliatory trade actions, and the response will have maximum impacts in the United States and minimum impacts in Canada, he said, adding that nothing off the table to defend Canada and its workers against the U.S. tariffs. The Prime Minister said that Trump's office reached out to him Wednesday night to schedule a call. If it takes place, it will be the first between the two leaders.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Turning to business news, Moroccan telecoms operators Maroc Telecom and Inwi agreed to share their infrastructure in a joint investment to roll out a 5G network in the country. To deploy the network, the two operators agreed to begin by investing 4.4 billion dirhams or $460 million over the next 3 years. The partnership, pending approval from the ANRT regulator, includes the creation of two joint ventures for deploying 5G infrastructure. Under the deal, Maroc Telecom has agreed to pay Inwi 4.38 billion dirhams instead in return for both operators abandoning legal appeals. Maroc Telecom is 53% owned by UAE's Etisalat and 22% by the Moroccan state. Finally, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with global executive and made a case for investing in the country. He said multinational companies had a big responsibility to uphold global order and that they needed to work hand in hand with China. Xi emphasized that China was a safe and stable place for foreign companies. Echoing recent policy plans, Xi said that China would ensure fair opportunities for foreign businesses to participate in government procurement bids. More than 40 people, mostly foreign executives and business officials, attended the roundtable meeting with Xi, including Bridgewater Associates Ray Dalio, Standard Chartered CEO Bill Winters, and Blackstone Group CEO Steve Schwarzman. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That's it for today, and thank you very much for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.